Good morning, students. Welcome to this e-class of BA Part 3rd, Paper 1st of BNT Government Arts College, Chamanpura. I am Dr. Ekta Goswami, and in this class, we would continue the poem Ulysses. In the earlier classes, we had done line 1 to line 50 of this poem. In this class, we would continue the poem from line 51 to the end of the poem, line 70. Just to remind you we have come to know that this poem was first published in 1842. This is a dramatic monologue in which Ulysses is speaking and expressing his ideas. And what sort of ideas he is expressing? That he is a tireless explorer. He is an adventurer, because these traits are the persistent trait in his character, and because of that he is not satisfied with the kingship, the position in which he is in to this present state. So he wants to get back to that life of adventure, to the life of wanderings, to the life of learnings. We have come to know that his son Telemachus, who has been referred to by Ulysses, that he will continue with kingship in his absence. So let us just start reading the following lines. Line 51 to line 56. Death closes all, but something array the end. Some work of noble note may yet be done. Not unbecoming man that strove with gods, the lights begin to twinkle from the rocks. The long day wanes, the slow moon climbs, the deep moon round with many voices. Death closes all. Now, we have come to know that Ulysses at this stage is an old man. And for him, the life that is now left is a short span of life. So he says that means my life is going to come to end. It would come to end as it comes to an end with everyone's life by death. So death closes everything. Means death puts an end to all the activities. It puts an end to life. But something array the end. Array is for before. So he is saying that before this death comes to me, means as long as this life is with me, before death actually comes, some work of noble note. What do we want to do? He really want to do something heroic, some noble work, some notable exploits, some work of adventure in his life, something new he wants to do in this life which is now left to him. So may yet be done. So he is saying that the short span of time that is now left to me, I want to do some work of noble deed, heroic deed. Not unbecoming man that strove with gods. So he is saying that means he's again recalling his traits or means his activity in the Trojan War. So he is saying that means I'm worthy enough, I'm courageous enough, and some of my qualities are godlike. And because we all know that in the Trojan War, there was the participation of gods also. So he is saying that means I have the courage to oppose and defy gods. Not unbecoming man. So he is saying that means I do not want to be labeled as an unbecoming man. Means there should be certain targets in my life. All through my life, I want to continue with these noble deeds, with the life which is full of activity. This inactive life, sitting as a king, watching the subjects, imparting them justice, is something which I don't find very appealing. The lights begin to twinkle from the rocks. And he is saying that the light is coming from the rocks, twinkling from the rocks. It is the time of sunset. The long day wanes because it is the time of sunset. The starlight, the moonlight, they are now appearing, and the long day, it is waning. It is coming to an end. So, please look at the beautiful pictures that appeal to your senses. Light twinkling from the rocks, the long day coming to an end, means beautiful picturization of sunset, evening time. The slow moon climbs up, and gradually we can see the rising of the moon. The deep moans round with many voices. And Ulysses is saying that whenever I look at nature, whenever I look at the landscape, whenever I try to look at the surrounding, there are many voices that are inviting me to start up afresh with new wanderings, with new journey, with new adventure, with new exploration. So just consider the kind of yearning, the kind of desire, the kind of urgency, the kind of insistence that he has for this life, which is full of journey, which is full of adventure. We would continue with the poem. In line 57 to 64, he says, "Come, my friends, it is not too late to seek a newer word. Push off, and sitting well in order smite the sounding furrows. For my purpose holds to sail beyond the sunset and the baths of all the western stars until I die. It may be that the gulfs will wash us down. It may be we shall touch the happy isles and see the great Achilles whom we know." So he is inviting, come my friends. Who are these friends? His fellow companions, his fellow sailors, his friends who accompanied him to all these wanderings, to these journeys. And he has referred to in this poem before that sometimes these journeys were undertaken alone and sometimes they were in the accompaniment of my friends. So to a group of sailors, to a group of travelers, to a group of friends, to a group of companions, he is saying that, come my friend, it is not too late to seek a newer word. We are old now, but age is not a bar. If you want to search out for a new land, for a new learning, for a new experience, the word always opens up in front of you, presenting you with new kind of knowledge, a new kind of scenario. So he is saying it is not late for us and we can search out for new lands where the purpose of meeting new people, new culture, new administration, new government, new councils, it would be satisfied and it would enrich our knowledge. Push off and sitting well in order, smite the surrounding furrows. So Ulysses says that we have grown aged, but the capacity of exploring new lands, discovering new regions, it is not too late to undertake this voyage. So furrows are basically the paths that are actually being made by the ship in the water, the track or the mark made in the water by the ship. So he is saying that we should set our sail, we should start out with our journey. And sitting well in order, smite the sounding furrows. Just try to listen to the sound of the waves. For my purpose holds to sail beyond the sunset. Ulysses says that means my purpose, my intention, my desire is to sail beyond the western horizon of the sea, where the sun or the stars, they sink at the time of the setting of the sun. And the ancient Greeks, they believed that the stars actually sank into the ocean. So again, it has a symbolic meaning. He is saying that when my star sinks, means before my life comes to an end, let us make the best use of this time by undertaking new journey, new voyages. And he is resolved to continue his voyage of discovery and exploration till his life also sinks into death. To sail beyond the sunset and baths of all the western stars until I die. It may be that the girls will wash us down. And again, he says that it is quite possible that during their voyage, they may be swallowed by the gulfs. Means they might be entangled or they might be lost into the gulf in the depth of the ocean. And see the great Achilles whom we know. So he is saying that means it can happen that we shall touch the happy isles. Happy isles where the souls of, means the Greek believed that happy isles is a place where the souls of the virtuous people, of the good people, of the kind people, the favored ones of God, they reside in happy isles. So he is saying that means maybe the death comes to us, and if death comes to us, they might reach the happy isles, and once they reach the happy isles, again it would be a welcoming place for them, because they would meet the great hero Achilles, whom they have known very well and who fought in the Trojan War. So the way we have known Achilles, we are going to meet him in the happy isles if by chance there's a danger in this journey and death engulfs us. In the concluding lines, he says, though much is taken, much abides. And though we are not now, that strength which in old days moved earth and heaven, that which we are, one equal temper of heroic hearts, made weak by time and fate, but strong in will to strive, to seek, to find, and not to yield. So he's saying, though much is taken, much abide. Now he is saying that because a major part of our life has passed, so much has been lost. A good deal. What is a good deal of your life? The youthful part. So he is saying that the youth, the prime of our life, has been gone. It has been taken away from us because of age. But because of the spirit, he is saying that the internal strength, the inner vigor of my heart, the yearning, the desire, it has not gone away from me. It has not been taken away from him. So it abides, it resides, it lives with me. It sustains with me. And though we are not now, that strength which in old days moved earth and heaven. And he is saying that means we do not possess this strength which performed heroic deeds and with which we were accustomed to be known. So that valor, that strength, it is not there right now. So he says that means because being old, they have lost that strength which they performed wonderful acts of valor, wonderful acts that actually put him into that position of bravery, into the position of his personality. So much has been taken. Much has been taken means the strength of my youth now has been lost. We do not have that strength, we do not have that endurance, we do not have that firmness to go on a fresh voyage. But we still have the power or the inner desire, the inner yearning for these adventures. And moved earth and heaven means we did wonderful feats. So we performed deeds of heroism, valor, and we are still proud of doing these great acts. That which we are, one equal temper of heroic hearts. And he is saying this, what kind of temperament we have? We all are still heroic. What we are means the internal quality, the kind of personality, the basic traits of our character still remains with us. So we have the temper of heroic hearts. They have heroic and brave hearts. We are heroic and we are brave at heart. And more made weak by time and fate. Because of time and because of fate, we have been made a little bit weak, but strong in will. Means physically we are weak. Because of the passage of time, we have turned old and we are weak, but strong in will. But our will is strong. And with that will, means because of our willpower, because of our determination, what we are going to achieve? To strive, to seek, to find, and not to yield. Means this is the basic philosophy of Ulysses. This is the basic belief of Ulysses, that what is the purpose of his life? His purpose means the purpose of his life is to strive, to quest. And what is this quest? To search for new knowledge. So I have to strive, I have to struggle, I have to seek, I have to search, I have to find, and never to surrender myself. Means never to lose heart, never to accept failure. So all through my life, I am going to continue with this kind of journey. So Ulysses is a grand monologue. Why it is a grand monologue? Because in this poem, an old warrior, he embodies the spirit of heroic adventure, and he breaks away from the monotony of inactive life on a small island, and again he wants to go to his wandering on a voyage of exploration. And he exhorts his old comrades, his old friends, his old colleagues to follow along with him in this path of knowledge and to make the most of his short life that is remaining to him. So, because he is sick of his quiet, peaceful life as a king, he is searching out for an interesting life in which he can now visit again the strange land, strange climate, strange people, and wherever he goes, he brings along with him new quest and new knowledge. So his search of knowledge is not satisfied. It acts as a stimulus for acquiring more and more knowledge. And he says, means there's no pleasure in a life which is an inactive life. Life should be full of activity. So as a dramatic monologue, this poem advocates a philosophy of action, of struggle, of endeavor.